When you want only the best for your pet, check out AbbybellPetDesigns.com. We offer quality products such as floppy beds, crate pads, round pet beds, pillow slip covers, belly bands, and more. All products come in a variety of colors and sizes, guaranteed to satisfy your pet's particular style. Your pet deserves to be pampered, so shop at AbbybellPetDesigns.com. If you don't see the item you want listed in our shop, just drop us a line and we'll be glad to make the product of your pet's dreams. AbbybellPetDesigns.com. Good morning, everybody. Looks like I'm going to have to restart Periscope. Not sure why. How is everybody? Let me get Periscope going here. This is very odd. Very odd. Alright, just take a second. That was so bizarre that happened. It was just sitting there and all of a sudden it sort of started itself, but it didn't start itself at all. So we'll get started and hopefully people will have hung on wondering where we are this morning. So let me get this started. Good morning. Hey, Chezzy. Hey, Robin. Good morning. Had a little weird start there. Hey, Huey, Marlene, Alan. Sitting there and all of a sudden it looked like it started and then it didn't and it went away. It was bizarre. Renee, Cannon, Wayne, how are you? I'm great. How are you? Keller, Noel. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Pamela. I know, Huey. It was like aliens. It was really weird. Hey, Christian. It was bizarre. I didn't touch anything. And it was strange. Hey, Chicago Pops, how in the world have you been? Marlene, good to see you. Thought you had disappeared into Chicago someplace. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Kim, good morning. How is everybody? As you're coming in, let me quickly read to you part of Psalm 57, and then we'll get started. My babies let me sleep in this morning, Jesse said. Hey, Jerry. Doing better, had a mild stroke. Oh no, Chicago Pops. Sorry to hear that. Hope for your complete and quick healing there. Hey, Maroof. Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me. For my soul trusts in you, and in the shadow of your wings I will make my refuge. Until these calamities have passed by, I will cry out to God Most High, to God who performs all things for me. He shall send from heaven and save me. He reproaches the one who would swallow me up. God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. Amen. That was Psalm 57. I only read part of that this morning. Wow. Doing good, full recovery. Perfect. Man, I tell you, everybody's going to stay well. It just has to be. Hey, Co, how are you? Chicago Pops, awesome. We're glad that Chicago Pops is back up and going. Praise the Lord, absolutely. I got a couple of things that I want to talk to you about. One, this is for the people in Arizona. From what I heard yesterday, I'm really, really concerned about the people of Arizona. Hey, Teresa, good morning. If you know somebody in Arizona, retweet this to them right now. Make sure that they hear this. If you don't know somebody in Arizona, make sure they hear this anyway. I heard yesterday, hey Jimmy, that there is a man, David Garcia, who is running for, he's a Democrat, and he's running for governor of Arizona against Doug Ducey. Good morning, Jimmy. Daniel lives in Arizona. Okay, so Daniel needs to hear this for sure, and anybody else who lives in Arizona. So this David Garcia, my sister lives there, and I'll be sure to tell her. Okay, perfect. Kim. He is touting himself as a national education expert. Now, I know that I'm always telling you that what happens in California eventually start spreading across the country, and you have to be aware of that. David Garcia, and it was on tape. Yeah, an expert. I know, Chessie. That should be your first, like, oh my gosh. When he says he's an expert, probably, a little iffy. But he said on tape, when somebody asked him, would it be okay, in your opinion, to allow 13-year-olds to get an abortion without the consent of your parents? And his answer was, yes, it would be fine. So and it was on tape, and it's circulating out there. I put it on my timeline yesterday. If you want it, just DM me and I'll get it back for you. Big Al, hey, how are you? He's crazy. Well, I tell you, if people in Arizona don't get out and vote, and if they don't get out and vote Republican, this is what you're gonna need, what you're gonna have. Maybe we need a wall in California. No, I think what happens is you need to get out and vote Republican. In California, at probably age 12, it depends upon, certain circumstances, but you can get an abortion without your parents even knowing about it. So I find that just absolutely scary, and people in Arizona should find it scary too. Hey, Carmen. Also, I know I've heard people, hey Lee, good morning. People in Arizona have been saying, this is our chance to turn Arizona blue. And they want to do it first by getting David Garcia in there as governor, a Democrat in as governor. And then they want to make sure that Jeff Flake's position goes to a Democrat as well. You needed parental consent for that, yeah. I don't know. Do you need parental consent for anything anymore, Jerry? I mean, not in California, really, you don't need much of your parental consent. And now it's going into Arizona. Arizona in Texas wants no borders, all drugs legal like cocaine. Wow. Well, you better get everybody out in Texas, too. Hey, Marlene. But get that message out to everybody in Arizona that you have somebody on the Democrat side. People are hoping to turn Arizona blue by getting in a Democrat governor and also getting somebody in there for Jeff Flake as well as a Democrat. So, hey, Lynn, anybody in Arizona, get this message to them. Make sure they know what's happening. Make sure they go and tell their Republican friends, you must vote in the upcoming election. It's imperative that you do. And again, if you want that video of him answering that question and saying that he felt it was okay for a 13-year-old to get an abortion without parental consent, it's on my timeline. If you can't find it, let me know, and I'll get it to you. Yeah, it's, I mean, absolutely horrible. And this is, again, this is what's going to happen to your children, your grandchildren, if you continue to allow this wave, this liberal wave, to keep on moving from state to state to state. I personally don't want to see Arizona go blue. So, anyway, please get that message out there. Now, this is Open Option Friday, so we can talk about anything you want to talk about. I have some things prepared to talk about if you don't have anything coming up. Disgusting. No abortions have risks of bleeding to death? Does it really matter, Jerry? You know. Hey, Daniel. Daniel, you need to hear the beginning of this replay. Talked about Arizona. It's very important that you hear this and get the word out to everybody else in Arizona, so that they know what's happening, they know what's potentially coming for their children if they vote in this Democrat governor, or allow him to be voted in. The parents of young girls should be furious. Well, they should be, Teresa, but not necessarily. If you get a lot of people, you know, I tell people, when you move from California and you see people coming in from California, the thing of it is that you have to be very careful that you don't allow those people from California to change the state. I hate that abortion is used for birth control. I know, Yoga. It's true. I will share on Facebook. Thank you, Lynn. Another allegation of the Catholic Church in Pennsylvania. JT said, how about the couple who didn't believe in evil and were murdered by ISIS? I know, Marlene. That was horrible. They were going to ride a bicycle through just to show how nice everyone was, and they ended up being killed by ISIS. Whew. You know, it's like, and I hate to compare it like this, but it's like some people who go to a zoo and they see a wild animal and they think, oh, that animal's so cute, it would never hurt me. And they go and they jump over and they get into the enclosure and they're killed by that wild animal. Pathetically naive, Marlene said. Yeah, I mean, it's some things you just should have common sense not to do. What East Tennessee says about Floridians, sorry, my Florida friends. Yeah, that couple aren't the first to do that and end up dead. Probably not, Renee. Robin said, praying for Arizona. We have many sick people running for office all over the country. It's amazing. I mean, they're coming out in droves, and they're not trying to hide anything at all. You know, and again, in California, we already have something like that. Because, you know, unfortunately, that's what happens in California. Just said, good morning, my lovely Sue, and the girls, hugs and kisses. Thank you. Just said, Gracie is underneath the table right now, asleep on my foot. Let's see. 2 women from the UK tried it. They ended up raped and murdered. Renee said, August 28th is a vote for Arizona. Yeah, please get that out for Arizona. It's like the Muslim sympathizers in America. They're going to get us killed. Yes, it's true, Tom. You need to stay on longer on Fridays, Teresa said. Oh, gosh. The last hour, I'm reading it, Susan. It's great. I know, Chezzy. I have it, too. Which you probably saw. It is great. I like hearing all the things about Amir, too. And it is good information. But, yeah, I mean, again, seriously, Arizona is right next to California. It has a very good chance of going blue. From what I'm hearing from millennials in that state, they would like nothing better than to take that state and make it blue. And I'm telling you, if Republicans don't get out all over the country, you're going to find that Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, and people like that are in charge of the country again. And we'll lose the republic. And that's it. So, hey, Brandon, good morning. And again, this is Open Option Friday, so you can talk about anything. I want to buy Amir's book. You got interest peaked. Yeah, it's really good. Go to his website at beholdisrael.org. Buy it from there. Don't buy it from Amazon. When you buy it from beholdisrael.org, the organization gets to keep that money. You know, it was amazing to me. I heard some people, and I think Amir was talking about this too. How can all the social media masters claim private companies when they contract with the government? Well, they may be sued as having a connection with the government. Work, 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 morning. Hey, Barbara. And, hey, Barbara, you need to listen to the very beginning of this replay and get information out to people in Arizona. Yeah, you get a free sticker for Amir's book. My grandchildren love your book. Aw, Lynn, I'm so thankful for that. I love that little book. I have to say, I love that little book. And I want kids to see that book. My ears are not like yours is what I'm talking about on Amazon.com. They also colluded together, Renee said. But people were talking to Amir and they were upset because they thought Amir was going to get money off of his book. See all the newspapers going after Trump. Yeah, that was yesterday. 300 people colluded together to write editorials for #free press. And Amir said to them, I'm not getting any of the money. My thoughts were, so what if Amir was getting the money? He wrote the book. I mean, my gosh, why is it that you can't be paid for what you do? I saw that Susan Amir made a response video. I know, Chezzy. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, if you make something, you write something, or it's like going to a grocery store. You're not going to expect them to give you the food on the shelves and not be paid for for what they've stocked in the store to sell. So I wouldn't have any problems. He deserves the money, his efforts, and energy. And Carmen, as he said, none of the money goes to him. It goes to the organization. And he said he has a job. He doesn't, he doesn't need the money or whatever. But I see no problem in him getting every single dime off of it if he wanted to. I mean, it's called capitalism. It's how we survive and make money in this country. I don't get it. Um, so yesterday, I guess in Oklahoma was the first day of school in Luther, Oklahoma, at Luther High School. During an assembly, yes, beholdisrael.org. It's a great app. He brings out stuff about Israel before we get it on the news here in the United States. So yesterday in Luther, Oklahoma, during an assembly, a 14-year-old boy allegedly began stabbing a 14-year-old girl multiple times. The teachers had to take the boy down, and now he is in custody. I mean, can you believe that? Yeah, here comes the shooting season. I mean, it's insane. And again, as I talked to you about yesterday, if you can do anything to help out in Florida and try to get, I think his name's Ron, but it's Runcie, out as superintendent of that area in Broward County there, they need your help. They need your help in getting the message out. Absolutely horrendous. I'm thinking about writing a poem about Gracie, a little girl, with your name and post it to you, Mom. And I have written over 70 poems. They are not published as yet. Aw, how cool is that? Stabbing, that's hate, not crazy. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. Multiple times. I don't know the condition of the girl. And they don't yet know the motive. I fear for every child that goes to public schools, Robin says. Well, and maybe for good reason, Robin. But I mean, school's just getting back, and here we go again. And the dad, I saw something, what has changed for the kids to do stuff like this? It's called, Brandon, no biblical principles, no morals being taught, parents being busy doing something else, not watching what their children are doing, believing that their children can make adult decisions. Some of those things, or maybe all of those things. The guy who killed his pregnant wife and 2 girls has devastated me. Marlene, you know, that guy, you look at his face and you think, wow, what a monster is behind those eyes. You have to speak English, and here we don't speak any other language. Some may speak other languages, but many of us don't. We only read English. Read it and speak it. That guy was, I mean, truly, you have to be a monster. And he pretended for a while to be all broken up. Did you see the New Mexico compound? Yes, can you believe they let the people of the school shooting training camp in New Mexico out on bail? Unfortunately, I can. Yeah, I know, I speak some Spanish too, Brandon, but in here, not everybody speaks Spanish. We do all in here speak English, so we have to use that. I feel that New Mexico, that compound was kind of covered with, they just went in there and threw dirt on it, shut it down, covered it up. Yeah, no Spanglish, not Spanish. And I know the poor little children, yeah. So they covered up the compound, it looks like. Good morning, Junior. How are you? Have a blessed day. We're having a blessed day. Yes, and you too, I hope. But I thought that was very, very, what can I say? Odd. FBI gave the orders instead of gathering evidence. Now, Renee, why would that happen? Why would that happen? Why would they not take evidence out of that compound to be used against these people? Why would they go in and kind of like bulldoze it over and just cover it up? It is very suspicious. Aunt Marlene, and let me just tell you, I don't know all that's going on with VOP. I don't know all the ins and outs, but as I've talked about before, they feel that they have found a child sex trafficking camp. And what happened with that, instead of people coming in and getting evidence, it got bulldozed over. Something's odd about that. I'm not saying illegal, whatever, and even in New Mexico, I just find it very highly suspicious and odd that would take place. That was covered up fast. Yes. And those people, being out on bail like that, supposedly they're not totally out there in some kind of maybe ICE custody, and the one woman looks like she may be deported. So I don't know. I mean, I have to think that it probably has to do with political correctness as one thing and ignored by the MSM. Joel said, oh yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yep. Everyone went into overdrive to discredit that Arizona fine. Yes, they did. And you know, Renee, there have been complaints now filed against the founder of VOP. One for being on the top of the tower of that CEMEX corporation, sort of standing watch there, and a couple of more complaints filed against him as well. So VOP needs for you to pray for them. I have heard rumors that they're trying to shut down one of the camps there, one of the homeless camps in Bravo Base in Tucson. Renee said, I lost respect for Craig Sawyer over that. And Renee, a lot of people have. And I heard, I don't know if this is true, and I'll let you know when and if it happens, that they're going to release some tapes of what VOP found in the very beginning. Lynn, you may want to come out and go back in. I don't think anybody else is freezing, so it might just be you, unfortunately. There's too many odd things going on, Robin said. Very much so. And again, you have to understand, as we've talked about before, and you know anyway, the sex trafficking trade is a billion-dollar industry. So, knocked off and back on, Jerry said. We do have some, looks like maybe trolls and stuff like that, so I don't know if that's causing it. But again, when you go messing with somebody's billion-dollar industry, they're going to not let you talk very much. Hi, Susan made it. Hey, Ryan, good to see you. Ryan, I would just at the beginning too. If you know anybody in Arizona, if you're in Arizona, you need to listen to the replay and get the word out to Arizona. A lot of news that you need to hear regarding children and what may be coming your way in Arizona if you don't get out and vote. Hey, Candace, how are you? Oh, wait, you're not Candace. Oh, my gosh. Kim. Hey, Kim, how are you? I challenge Craig to prove what he's done to rescue kids, something other than a movie, and get cash. Yeah, I know, Renee. He needs to be, I think, called on... You jumped off of Wi-Fi. Good, Lynn. He needs to be called to task, I guess, and find out why did he change his mind so quickly. Hey, Lori, did somebody approach him? What is going on in the Catholic Church? Brandon, I think it's something that has been going on in the Catholic Church for a very long time. As we know, there's been a lot of talk about cover-up with sexual abuse and things of that nature. And things are just sort of starting to come out, as we saw that happened in Pennsylvania the other day. So, and there are people who are saying it's still going on. I'm pretty sure his cash flow was threatened. Oh, I imagine so, Renee. I imagine so. That's one way to shut people up. Let them know they're not going to get any more money. We do have a lot of bots in here today. The statue in Arkansas. Yes, in Clinton's backyard. Isn't that? Yeah, there was a satanic statue that was brought to Arkansas because of the Ten Commandments statue, or Ten Commandments that are there. And they're saying, well, if you put the Ten Commandments there, you have to put our satanic statue there. Humans abuse children no matter what profession. Yeah, across the board, Lynn. A shame many cases are past their limitation date. Yep, Friday bot day, Lee said. That's true, Brandon. The Catholic Church should have to pay out for that. I don't know what they're going to do. I doubt that that will be the case, but you never know. The Pope came out and said basically he was ashamed of what happened and sorry for what happened. That doesn't really help the people too much who were abused, but I guess it's better than nothing. You probably also heard that the military parade that was scheduled for November, which I was never in favor of, has been canceled. It's costing too much money. Renee said that Pope is a liar. Sick of the insanity. Government should step in. Carmen said he's a pagan. Renee said, well, he's certainly a socialist, that's for sure. Too much money. Yep. Another bot. That Pope is a globalist. Yes, he is. And that's Kim, right, Kraken? You're Kim? I hope I got that right. try to remember names, but my gosh. Oh, I got it. Hallelujah. Got something right. Give money to organizations instead of parades. Yeah. Well, I think they've just canceled it anyway. Yeah. When it goes up, they thought it was going to be around 12 million, and now the cost has gone up to about 92 million. And I've seen some veterans say, that's just not cool. We don't. Why are you giving that money for a parade? We'd rather have it for the veterans. And I'm for that. Not canceled, just postponed to reduce budget for the time being. Well, I don't know about that, Stu, because they said last night it was postponed, and President Trump was saying basically canceled. So I guess we'll wait and see. They say this could reach as high as the Pope. It is so low. It's so disturbing. Yes, it is. Just that. Please don't scream for the government to step in. You'll be sorry. Exactly, Tom. Scream for the government to stay out. That's what needs to be done. But when you see that the veterans are unhappy about it, then it's time to say, well, maybe we had better rethink this. AG has set aside billions for those affected by, I couldn't see what it was. Trump via tweet this morning said maybe next year, and we could now buy more jets. Yeah, I think we should stop the parade. We don't need a military parade. For me personally, military parades are like what you would see in a communist. For the people in Las Vegas. Wow. Sorry, your dad called. That's okay. Gracie, how's the smoke out there? It's I'm not in Northern California. I imagine it's still pretty bad in Northern California. It has been bad from the other fires, but it's kind of going away now. Sort of, you can see it. It's really pretty at night, unfortunately. When the smoke and the fires are going, it's absolutely beautiful skies, which is just the opposite of what's really happening. I was never in favor of the parade. Money should be spent for vets. Absolutely, Renee. And again, I had to go off of Wi-Fi to get Perry to work. Unbelievable. Oregon smoke is horrible. Wow, Kim. Good morning, Marty. How are you? Let's see. Smoke has made its way all the way out here in western North Carolina. A lot of stuff happening in North Carolina. There was a guy in North Carolina that claims there was a UFO in the sky. That guy was shaking like this the whole time he was doing it. It was bizarre. I don't believe it was a UFO. I think the guy was just trying to, come up with something and pretend it was, and shaking like a leaf. It's like, wow, if you're going to operate a camera, try to learn how to hold that camera. Maybe on crack, yeah. Maybe Mars. I saw on a map the smoke from Cali fires went to New York even. Wow. Well, they said that one of the fires in Mendocino, which is up in Northern California, was as big as LA and New York together. Hey, Alexis. There is a new claim from several planes that they saw something recently. Yeah, I just wish, it's like when they say, oh, well, we saw Bigfoot. Every time Mendocino is up past San Francisco. It has in the Redwood Forest area. It's in California. Every time they say, oh, we saw Bigfoot or whatever, the film is always, blurry, shaky. You can't see anything. It's like, come on. For once, people just use the camera. Jetstream is pushing smoke across the country. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. I know people in Tennessee are supposed to be getting some rain, so I don't know if that's going to bring things down on you. The rain is coming, I believe, this weekend, and then next week you're supposed to get more rain near Knoxville anyway. With all that smoke from the fires, I hope it doesn't affect you guys so the girls have any toys to play with. Oh yeah, they have plenty of toys. The UFO cover-up again, Carmen said. It had radar evidence and commercial planes saw it that scrambled and could not see it. You guys need to stop. What do you need to stop me from, Renee? You guys need to stop Susan. Images of Anthony Weiner's private parts are more clear than Bigfoot. That's so true, Junior. Oh, stop sending smoke. I know. I'm not sending it, trust me. Breathing issues attacking me with the smoke rolling in Arizona. I'm in Central Oregon. The visibility is less than 2 miles. Oh, that's terrible. Wow, terrible. Jet scrambled. I know, Junior, that was hilarious. Thank you for that Friday joke. ah, unbelievable. Governor Inslee, Washington, is using smoke to promote anti-global warming. Ugh. We're getting rain today in northwest Georgia, Renee said. We need Kelly Ward. You know, Daryl, you might want to make sure you listen to the beginning of this replay when you go back, listen to it again. Something I talked about in Arizona. What do you guys think? I've heard some things about Kelly Ward. Now, I like Kelly Ward because she basically did a lot of work with homeless vets. Now, the other thing that I heard about her is that she had, under Obama, she had a sort of a failing business. And due to the stimulus packages from Obama, she was allowed to keep her business going. I don't know if she sold the business or exactly what happened, but she kept the business going and took money from the Obama stimulus. People weren't happy about that. So I like her for those reasons. Now, McSally, first female jet fighter pilot in combat. That's pretty impressive, I have to say. I actually like Arpaio. I just don't think he can win. Renee said, yeah, honestly, I would not vote for Arpaio. I hope he doesn't split the votes. I think his day has come and gone. I think that he's a nice guy. I like the things that he's done. Not sure that he is good for that position. I think the pace of it and what he would need to do would be too quick, too fast. It would be like having Maxine Waters, Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi in the position. He's 80-some years old. I mean, there are people who are very quick-minded. I still don't know what's wrong with McSally. I don't think anything is wrong with McSally. It's funded by the establishment that gave her $900K this week. Who are the folks you're talking about? Brandon, we're talking about Kelly Ward, Joe Arpaio, and McSally. He gave his life for his values. Are you talking about Arpaio? See, I like Joe Arpaio. I really do. I just think that trying to go and become like a senator is not good. Well, yeah, Nancy is a babbling idiot. Folks running in Arizona, yes, Arpaio is old. Yeah, he's like 80 years old. Yeah, he stood up. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the man. I think he's great. But at 80 years old, I honestly think, for me personally, it's too old for anyone to be in office like that. I just think that we need to get somebody else in there who can keep up with that pace. And that's I hate to kind of put a generalization on that. Who's better? Kim, I don't know. Like I was talking about, I've heard, Kelly Ward did some things, for the homeless veterans, but people don't like her because of the fact that she took money from President Obama in the stimulus package. McSally is a jet fighter, first female jet fighter in combat. So, I got to give her some kudos for that. I don't know anything about her politics. Somebody else said that she was establishment and got money. I don't know. If President Trump wants her, then I would vote for her. McSally, I heard, is anti-Trump thoughts. You see, Ryan, I don't know enough about her to say. I know she was originally. I don't know if she still is. And I don't know who President Trump is endorsing in Arizona. He really has not said. McCain was a jet fighter also. Who cares? Yeah, but Daryl, that's true. But, and like I said, it's pretty, for a female in combat, the first female in combat jet fighter, I think that's good. There's a lot of fake news. Yep. Robin said, I agree with you. Vote Sarah Sanders for 2024. I don't know, Marty. I love Sarah Sanders. I don't know that she's president material. I don't know. We'll see. Trump has supported McSally. Yeah, I mean, I don't really hear that much negative about her, but you guys are the ones in Arizona. McCain's POW status kept him in and got him mercy votes. Yep. Is McCain still alive? Yep. She is awesome. Yeah, I've heard that, Marty. So, well, I mean, Sarah Sanders is absolutely, if you're talking about her, she is awesome. From what I've heard, McSally won't show up to be questioned. What is she hiding from? See, I don't like that. I'm concerned Ward might turn blue on us, Daniel said. Could possibly be. Well, her policies, political position is the only thing that matters. Kim said, last thing we need is a never Trump or a supporter in sheep's clothing. Yep. McSally is anti-Trump, Daryl said. McCain has retired to Vietnam and lives like a king over there now. Lynn said, so what, she is female. Yeah, I know. But it is an accomplishment, Kim. For being a fighter pilot in combat. I don't care if you're male or female, but female, that's the first one. That is an accomplishment. Don't know if she could be a good senator, but she sure is a good fighter pilot, obviously. We're at the halfway point. If you guys could retweet, that would be great. McCain was good for many years till the establishment got shook. You know, Alexis, I don't know that he was good for many years. I'm not quite sure about that. The things we're finding out about him and the work that he did with Obama as a senator, I'm just not quite sure. So, I don't know. And I would say, you guys, I'll try to look into it too, but I would, if I were you in Arizona, I would look into McSally, find out about what her beliefs are, exactly is she anti-Trumper, where does she stand, and also look into Kelly Ward and see. And, McNuggets, there you go. And again, I love Joe Arpaio. I just don't see him as a senator at 80-some years old. I think Feinstein, Pelosi, Waters, all of those people should be out. Primary Doug Ducey, he will give Meghan McCain John's seat. Maybe Daryl, we don't know that. I like McSally. We surely need to keep any resemblance of Flake and Cornyn out of the, yeah. McCain colluded with Russia along with Obama and Biden. Yes, Chesney. McCain never was good to me. He was a top gun that stunt killed others, Barbara said. Maxine Waters is anti-American. Have to give fighter pilots credit, male or female, best of the best. Absolutely, Tom. I like Joe too, but I agree, Susan. Kim said, whoops. Yeah. So, I mean, again, just because they were a good fighter pilot doesn't mean they're going to be a good senator. Just because they were a good sheriff doesn't mean they're going to be a good senator. Just because they were a good doctor doesn't mean that they're going to be a good senator. That's the stuff you got to go and do the research on to find out, what do they walk the walk or they just talk the talk. Ward is a very aggressive campaign, Ryan said. Lots of bots today. Yes, Renee. Songbird McCain. Yeah. I live in California, but not proud of Feinstein, Pelosi, and Crazy Maxine are all products of California. I know, Junior. It's painful, isn't it? Ugh. Painful, painful, painful. And, Junior, we even have the governor, guy who hopes to be governor of California, Newsom, who wants to bring type of Obamacare to California. Laura Ingraham endorsed Kelly Ward, Daryl said. McCain, painful and embarrassing, Junior said. McCain flew 200 runs, never landed his jet once, Marty said. We've got an uphill battle. We need people who will stand firm on what God wants. Newsom is awful. Renee, that word is not strong enough to describe Newsom. Something you said set my Google Home off just now. Oh, that's crazy. Wow. It recognized my voice. I guess I've been in your house there, Brennan. The Texas AG was on Fox saying that the murder rate in Mexico is an all-time high and it could spill over into the U.S. border. What's new? These bots are at least following 4 people. Check your followers after the scope. McCain screwed us over on the health care vote. Unresolved health care will cost us votes. I know, Ryan. He really did screw us over. And he was so proud of the fact that he went in there with the thumbs down. That was his moment. He wanted the spotlight. Waited till the very end. Yeah, thumbs down, McCain. Uh-oh, Brandon will be getting a new dollhouse. Why is that, Renee? I missed that one totally, but... Yeah, I think Arizona, you're going to have to really be careful. They, meaning millennials and the liberals, they really want to turn Arizona blue. That's kind of like the new goal. So, hello, Melissa. I think what you're going to have to do in Arizona You guys have got to get it together and get behind one candidate. Google will order via Amazon like the kids last Christmas. Renee said. If you don't get behind that one candidate, you're going to lose. Yes, Awan might not go to jail because we were so mean to him. I don't want any computers listening to me at all. Took him back to the old days when he betrayed his fellow soldiers. Tom said, yeah, a lot of vets do not like John McCain at all. And that was just one more type of thing that he did. Ohio would be too divisive. I don't know. I think you need somebody tough. California moved to Arizona and wants to ruin it too. Oh, yeah. You got to watch them. Research who's the most popular and vote Republican. Get behind the candidate who has the most votes, most popular, whatever the case may be. Hey, Frankie, don't say, well, I like A over B, so I'm going to vote for A or B because that's what I want to do. I'm sorry, we're not in those days anymore. We need a united front across the country. Yes, we do. Good morning, Frankie. I hope I can get my sister to vote. My attitude is why bother? It's rigged anyway. No. Georgia's facing a bad Democrat for governor this fall. Stacey Abrams is embraced by Sarsour and Sharpton. Oh my God. Do not split the vote, so say no to Joe even if you love him. Yes, you have, just like California did when we had to get behind one guy, John Cox, for governor to get a Republican. Because what happens is in California, if you don't vote, whoever gets the highest votes, it could be two Democrats, Democrat, Republican, two Republicans, whatever. And in order to get that Republican to even have a chance of having a Republican win in the general, we had to get behind one guy. And the people who were going after Travis, I can't even remember his name, they almost blew it for us because Travis Allen. No, should not have voted Travis Allen. Travis Allen was nowhere near able to get the votes, Renee. A vote for Travis Allen would have meant two Democrats would have been in the general. That's what would have happened. And thankfully, I don't know that this guy is going to win, but at least we have a 50-50 chance, sort of. But thankfully, the Republicans didn't fall for that. They didn't split the votes, and they went with John Cox. Sarsour belonged behind bars, not behind the podium. Exactly. California stacks the deck for Dems and primaries. Yes, they do, Chicago Pubs. And they're the ones that made that rule saying the two top, highest people, regardless of what party they are. And he wouldn't endorse Cox for a while. Scum, yep. Yeah, Travis Allen. He was all about Travis Allen, in my opinion. I understand the California issue, but Travis Allen was a better choice. No, Renee, if you've got a better choice, it's not going to win. It's not a better choice. He may have been a good guy, maybe would have been this and that and the other, but if he never gets into office and doesn't even have a shot in hell at doing that, he's not a good choice. And so you have to go with what you have to do. You got to do what you got to do. I didn't like voting for McCain. Felt horrible when I went in and had to vote for him. He was a horrible choice in the Republican Party for president. I knew he would lose, Robin said. Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. And again, Arizona, you've got to get behind, vote for winners. There you go, Brandon. You've got to get behind that person that you know can win and has a chance. If you don't, you're going to go blue. You're going to become California. Chicago now does that for the mayor's race. All Dems win. Yep, I know, Chicago Pops. Like we did to keep Hillary out. Yes, don't split the vote, Brandon. Absolutely. You split the vote, you are lost. And we have got to do that across this nation. I couldn't vote for McCain. Sorry, Marty said. But I mean, it is, we're down to, this is a crisis. McCain ran to lose the presidential race. Well, don't forget that in the beginning, McCain, when Romney was in the race with McCain, it was Huckabee and McCain that got together that got Romney out. You could pass for Hillary's sister. Well, you could pass for Bill Clinton's behind. So we'll see you later. Oh, I love that with a 666 on the end. So anyway, Friday compliments. Yeah, but figure out who in Arizona that it needs to be. Come here, Gracie. Gracie's knocking at the door. Let me out. If you split the vote, it will weaken that side. It will weaken the side, Kim, and you'll lose. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Does Hillary have parents or ever did? I have no idea, Barbara. I just love you, Susan. Thank you, Teresa. Oh, some days. Oh my God. Let's see. Couple things here. The DOJ official emails now show that Christopher Steele feared that Comey's firing would expose the operation. Yeah. Barbara Jr. is saying yes, it was Satan. Bruce Orr wrote this in an email. Steele shopped the dossier to multiple media outlets. Steele also asked Orr for his help with a Russian oligarch. Steele also asked oligarch after rumors the U.S. might impose sanctions. They didn't say what the connection was there. Orr's notes showed there was a meeting in December 2016 in D.C. between Fusion GPS Glenn Simpson and Orr. Clinton for prison. Orr wrote, Glenn gave me a memory stick, whatever that is. I hate fish handshakes. Yes, me too. Oh. President Trump said that was more proof of a witch hunt. Judicial Watch has also said they have, with a FOIA request, have found 5 more Hillary Clinton emails. Gracie's barking at birds. I'm so over this free press mess. We all know that they have agenda and collude. Yep. Weren't Hillary Clinton's parents Republican? I don't know. I have a kennel going on right now. Gracie, hush. I know the birds want. My dog is barking. I know. Judicial Watch has been excellent. Sounds like a shelter there. I know. It will, Lori? It is. It's a kennel. They barked when you mentioned Hillary. Gracie. I was listening to Mark Levin, and he played an audio with Senator Feinstein accusing Brennan of using his position to spy on other senators and their aides. Wow. Wouldn't surprise me. My dogs are barking too. What a surprise, we're still talking about Hillary's emails, but no criminal charges. Yes. Good Republicans. Absolutely. They're saying lock her up. Gracie, no. Gracie, I'll tell you what, that dog goes after birds like you wouldn't believe. She tracks them. Carmen and Renee are back. Gracie. Phone call. I got a phone call too. It's called dogs barking. Gracie. Build the wall, lock her up. Yep. That's what they're saying. I should probably go early to get them to shut up because I don't think she's going to stop. So maybe we'll just end early. She's barking at a bird outside. It's okay. We don't mind. It's Gracie. Gracie! No! She's driving me crazy. My parents keep Gracie quiet. Wow. She just sees birds and she wants to go. We have grapes outside too. And the birds like to come down and eat the grapes. Gracie! Hush! Wow. Woo! That Feinstein video is from 2014 when Brennan got caught spying on the Senate. Yeah. And nobody got Barbara said. And nobody seems to care. I thought she was going quiet. Gracie! Come here, Gracie! Come here! Gracie! She will not shut up. Gracie! Hush! Hi, baby! Hi, Hope. Here's Hope. She came up. She got quiet. Who let the dogs out? I know. No, I don't crate her, Renee. She, after all that she's been through, I don't crate her. Gracie! No! Gracie! Yeah, she's shy. Well, Hope's she's not used to being on camera. Hope, back 1 second. Never leave the camera. Crates aren't bad. Yeah, I don't think she would do well in a crate. Anything can happen on live. Gracie, no. She's literally jumping like 6 feet up in the air. Did you see the video of Trump on TV telling reporters to sit down and dogs sat down? I didn't see that. I didn't see that. My cat has having PTSD. Wow. You guys, she's driving me crazy. So I'm going to go early because of her. So hate to cut it short, but she's going to drive me insane. So I will see you guys on Monday. God bless. Take care. See you guys. Sorry for cutting out short.